Hello friends, I'm back with Tuesday's weigh-in. Well, I am looking at lots of numbers here. I printed out, because I use my phone for everything, so I printed out from Numi, like from the beginning, all of the times I tracked my weight. And what I see here is up and down, up and down, up and down, which for me is fine. For other people, they weigh, they're up a day, they freak out. And I understand that, especially if you have a tremendous amount of weight to lose, because I can remember more than having to lose. I've had to lose a tremendous amount of weight a few times in my life. So I totally get all that. But at this point, for me, this is the first time in my life that I am not doing that. Any other time I've tried to lose weight, I want to lose like a pound a day. I want to lose 2 pounds a week. And I would drive myself crazy. And then I would yo-yo. I'm sure a lot of people can identify with that, because I'd restrict so much. Whatever diet I was doing, I've done like more than I can count. I would ultimately in my head fail. I don't believe there's such a thing as failure. I just believe that sometimes we're doing things that are not realistic for what anybody should expect of themselves. So you kind of set yourself up for that in your desperation to try to lose the weight. But for me, this time around, I was very frightened. I started my weight loss journey this time on October 22nd of 21. And at that point in time, I saw my scale, as I've said several times before, it was just going up and going up and going up. It was not, I'd lose a pound, I'd gain 3. It was just, I had no command over, my head was not in the game, is really what it comes down to. If your head is not in the game, it does not matter what you're trying to do, you're not going to do it. Am I wrong? I know for myself, I can tell myself, oh, this is the greatest thing to do. I've said before, I did Nutrisystem in 2019 and I sent it back. The first time I did it, which was 8 years ago or 9 years ago, I did it successfully. I was on it for a couple of months. I never went down past 145, but I got to where I needed to be in order to go to a wedding and another function, and I was good with it. And then slowly I gained it back again, which is what we do, right? Anyway, at this point, I had to really do some serious self-talk, and I finally, for whatever the reason, had an epiphany, as I'll call it that you know what? This week is going to pass anyway, regardless if I do anything or not. I probably will continue to gain if I do nothing. So who cares if I lose 0.2 a week or 0.2 every 2 weeks? It's a loss. 0.2 is a loss. And when I started to think that way, and I didn't have to convince myself, I just came to this, again, it's a wake up in the morning or a cup of coffee at 3 in the afternoon, and it comes to you. You're just ready. Out of the blue, you don't expect it. You didn't wake up that day thinking, oh, it's going to happen. And it does. So then you make your plan, and the only way you're going to stick to it, even if you take a step forward and 3 steps back, we do that. That's part of it, because that's part of life. If you're making a lifelong change, this is the way it works. Okay? It's not just a little picture in time, 3 months you did this. You have to make changes that you're going to be able to live with. And there are many people that I've heard say, whatever you're going to do now, better be prepared to do it in 6 months from now, or you're going to be right back where you started from. Make sense? So I started that way. And I don't have the information to share other than what I weighed on that day, on October 22nd, when I decided to calorie count. Well, actually, then I was calorie counting with doing the WW. When I finally left WW, it was after they changed to this new personal points, whatever that is. I had had enough. But I stayed with my calorie counting. It was 154. And I'm looking at my weights go up and down. And then in February, on the 25th, I started my Nutrisystem flexing because I didn't have any food and so on. We came to today. So what do we have today? We have for this week, again, the numbers are crazy. I weigh every day and I record it. But as of today, this moment in time, I have lost 1 pound this week. Okay? But I can also tell you that on March 22nd, I was 140.2 pounds. On March 19th, I was 137.4 pounds. And today, I'm 137.8. So you see how that goes? So this is why it's important to focus. I look at the scale to see what's happening. And I've been doing that for a very long time. And that works for me. If it doesn't work for another person, then they should do it the way it works for them. But I look to see like what's going on. And that also tells me things that are reassuring to me. That's really not a true weight, 140.2. You don't lose that kind, you don't gain that kind of weight and lose it in that short of time. 5 pounds and what is that? 140.2, it goes to 137.6 from the 22nd to the 27th. Not at my weight. Now, it would be different if I was just starting and I had a lot of inflammation in my body and I weighed a lot. I had a lot of weight to lose. And until I got started, I would see that I would lose that amount of weight in a few days because you're losing inflammation along with water. And then, that's a whole different thing. But for me, that doesn't happen. So I get to say, well, gee, this isn't real weight. And I reassure myself, keep watching what you're doing, stay on your plan, and keep on watching. So what have I done for the month so far? Now, the month isn't over, but for the whole month, I've done a 3-pound loss. So if I don't lose another ounce for the rest of this month, I'm very excited, truthfully. In spite of that, I did that fast 5 twice, not even realizing what I was doing. And that wasn't good for me. But I think 3 pounds in a month at this point is great. And it's also much better than what I was doing when I was just calorie counting. So that tells me a lot. And I go back to that this plan is set up to incorporate in, and we do count calories on this plan. We don't count veggies, non-starchy veggies, but you're still a calorie counter. In the end of the day, you're assigned a certain amount. Whether you eat them or not is not in question. You are tracking calories when you put your food into this Numi app. So, be that as it may be, there is a major difference between what I was doing before and what is happening now. And I attribute that to their formula. And I will stay with that formula even if I'm not on Nutrisystem food anymore. And I really think it would be beneficial for people to learn about this formula even if they're calorie counting, because I think it'll make their life much easier, because it really narrows down your decisions in the day of what you're going to eat. I'm sorry, that blacked out for a second. I don't know why. Because you have to have so many power fuels. You know exactly what you have to do. You don't have to second guess it. And I know for me, I'm not missing out on anything. I'm actually eating better things, more enjoyable. I'm feeling so satisfied on this plan. And it's not, and there is no Nutrisystem food that you cannot make yourself. I mean, they give you all kinds of recipes. The app is free. You can go on there and you can say, I'd like this, and it'll come up with your recipe. So there you go. I mean, how easy could that be? You don't even have to worry about going to Pound Dropper or any other sites. You have it right there, and there are so many recipes. And you could also make your own recipes and just tweak them in accordance. It just, to me, makes it so much easier. I can't say enough good about. And so I'm so happy and grateful to Kim that she and David decided to go down this road. Kim, a girl on her phone, because I watched, and then it brought back into my mind, gee, Nutrisystem, why don't I give it a try? So on that note, I'm going to end. Thank you all very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like my content and you like to be notified when my videos are going up, please hit that bell and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.